And you think, for want of a better way of putting it, that Robert has been up to no good.
Yes, I think I've been robbed myself.
You think you what?
I've been robbed.
You think you've been robbed?
Yes.
You think Robert is a bit of a fraudster?
Yes.
You think that he clocks vehicles?
Yes.
You think, looking at Robert, that that is the face of a modern-day Arthur Daly, correct?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Well, let's see, shall we? Robert.
Sir.
Were you a professional, I use that word loosely, but a professional seller of vans?
I am.
For how many years, sir?
Since 1964.
A long time.
A long time.
Understood. Now, you purchased a van, which is the subject of this complaint, correct?
Correct.
Now, that van you purchased, we're going to call it from a very well-known, very large corporate entity. Had you ever bought a van from them before?
Yes, sir.
And when you purchased it, one of the things this company did was hand you over a record, a log of the service history of the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
When did you buy that van, please?
We bought it in April 2016.
Understood. You had it the better part of 3 months. This company handed you over a service history, is that right? In addition to that service history, did you get an MOT for the van as well?
The previous year's one, yes.
The previous year one, that was handed over to you?
Yeah.
Understood. You checked the MOT, you were satisfied it was real, kosher?
Yeah.
Never had a problem with anything like that before?
No.
Now, you purchased that vehicle from Robert. How long? How long did you have it?
Oh, how long did I have it? 2 years.
2 years. And
2
during
years.
that 2 years, it was fine as far as you were concerned?
Yes.
Did
it
you
was.
get it MOT'd, sir?
Twice.
Twice. No problem with the MOT?
No.
Might not have been the best van in the world, but for the better part of 24 months, it got you from A to B and did everything that Robert promised.
Yes.
No difficulty. Thank you, sir. Now, Robert, one of the things that you gave, in addition to these records, was warranty as well, correct?
Correct.
How long for, sir?
3 months, if I remember
But
right.
am I right that now your company extends that warranty, and even though you don't have to, you give people a discretionary 6 months?
That's right.
Excellent. On the 14th of August, you went to part exchange this
Part
van
exchange, yes.
that you'd had for the better part of 2 years with no complaints. What happened when you went to part exchange the vehicle?
Well, the guy actually who was buying it off me, he does the checks on it, HPI checks and all that, and he was on the phone doing his checks to me. And he come back to me and says, there's a problem with the van.
What's the problem?
I said, exactly, what's the problem? He says, well, it's been clocked. It's been at least 50,000 miles clocked back. And I was totally gobsmacked. I said, well, can't be.
It's not a nice thing for that
No.
to be presented to you. It appeared that this vehicle had done a great deal more miles than the service history provided to you by Robert.
Yes.
And so you came to the conclusion that Robert must have clocked the vehicle.
Well, somebody clocked the vehicle.
Or
so-
somebody.
Yes. No.
Now, Robert, did you clock this vehicle?
Certainly not.
Have you ever clocked a vehicle?
Certainly not.
Are you a clocker?
Certainly not.
Nevertheless, there is a discrepancy, sir. And it's something which is difficult to explain, but I'm going to call the record up. The first record is the service history that you provided. Now, what this is, just to be clear, every time the van comes back, somebody keeps a loose record of the mileage. Now, they don't have to do this, it's not required by law, but nevertheless, it's computerised and you take it and you think it's a fairly reliable thing to come to a view about. Yes? Now, you've seen this.
Yes.
You
that's
relied on it and
Yes, I
you
did.
thought there was no reason to go online, as you're entitled to do, and look at the MOT history.
No, I didn't do checks. No.
Right, this is important. We have this document, which is handwritten by the third-party company. They keep the mileage. Now, there is also, if you want to go online, a service history which is kept effectively on a government database.
Yes, by DVLA.
Let's see the government one that was handed to you when you went to part exchange the van. Whilst I'm collecting that, can I ask you, please, to bring Michelle? Can we go and get David, who's been listening to the case? Thank you very much. Now, just to be clear, when David is brought in, I'm going to ask him questions. Robert, if you want to ask him anything, you can. It may or may not be necessary. I think you'll take a view in due course. But I'm especially concerned, Richard, that you are given an opportunity here. Do you see?
Yep.
It's very important to me. Because I think the reality is you've lost the sale because of what's taken place. And I understand that you're worried about this situation.
Yes.
Do I have David in court?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you have a range of expertise, but amongst various aspects of your experience and expertise is the way in which record, especially mileages, are kept on vehicles, correct?
Yes.
I'm not sure if you can see it from there, but I'm going to invite you to come down and have a look if you can't. Thank you very much. Could you stand over there if possible? I have two documents. On the documents, I've got a mileage which is provided by a third-party company. Then I've got the record that the government keeps that has a complete account based on MOT numbers of the mileage. Do you see?
Yes.
Right. Let's just have a look at those two documents side by side. Let's go all the way down. Let's go to the earliest date possible. The earliest date, 2010, right at the top. Do you see?
Yes.
Now, that is a record that's provided by the third-party company that sold the van. And on the 22nd of May 2010, it looks like that van has done roughly, well, entirely, 11,906 miles. 2 days later, very oddly, the person who's completed that MOT has recorded the van as having done 88,764 miles. Now, did you know that that had happened, by the way? Had you seen that record?
No, because when we sold the vehicle, it would only have the last 3 or 4 years' previous test mileages on that particular test certificate. So we would not have known.
Yeah, they must have done a check on, because when you one of these dealers buy cars, they always do HPI checks on them, so he must have known about the mileage.
Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.